change is always hard. It's hard for everybody, even if you are 100% behind it.
At the center of Atlanta's historic Chastain Park neighborhood sits the Galloway School, and it's about to go through some major changes. What's now called Galloway's Gresham building has had a history in Fulton County, and it's always been a home for the greater good.
It was built around the turn of the century, and I think about 1900. It was built by the city of Atlanta to be the almshouse. So it was built for people that were paupers, that did not have homes, and it was built for them to live there.
However, if you live near Chastain Park and drive by today, you won't see the picturesque columns up on the lawn, but instead you'll see bulldozers, workmen, and caution tape. But how did we get here? As a proud alumni of the Galloway class of 2022, I set out to answer how a building on the National Registry of Historic Sites is set to be demolished.
I was not happy about the way that I heard about it, and I do think that by not getting ahead of the message and by letting others be the first heralds of this information to the community, that it kind of got the project off to a bad start and put a bad taste in many people's mouths, myself included.
11 hours after the story broke the press, the school released a statement. With Galloway expanding, they claimed they needed more room and the upper learning community was most in need. Rather than the rumored extension of the early learning building, they confirmed that indeed the historic Gresham building was set to be demolished.
Anything that I was upset about it was, why didn't you tell me first?
The school has filed to change the zoning of the building and the lot to be able to proceed, but has met much backlash due to the neighboring communities not approving of the new design. I tried to attend the NPUA meeting on August 6th at 7 p.m. to see the fate of the Gresham building be voted on. I found out that I lived 0.2 miles outside of the boundary and they were checking IDs for verification. I was unable to attend this meeting as a non-voting member, but neighbors of mine reported that the vote did not pass in favor of Galloway destroying the building. Galloway students have a different perspective on the new rebuild. This is Baxter Hernacki, a rising junior who's been at the Galloway School for over 12 years.
I think it's overall a good thing because the building was never meant to be a school in the first place, and the pipes in the roof are just so rotted, and like to rebuild the building as it was or try and fix those problems would cost more money than just like rebuilding it altogether. The building was supposed to be knocked down like in like the beginning of July, and it's still there. So I don't think I will be able to graduate in the new building.
And that building, in the shape that it's in, it was never intended to last, I don't think, very long. It was literally built for the poorest people in the city. It was not built to last this long, and it certainly isn't going to last. 1 minute you're up this high, and then the floor kind of goes down. Bless its heart. It's not in good shape.
Later on, renderings of the new building were released to the public, and there are wildly different opinions about them.
I was pleasantly surprised. A lot of my friends disliked it. They said it just looked like every other school, which like it kind of did.
It looks incredible. From an aesthetic standpoint, honestly, it looks a bit cold to me. It looks a little bit lifeless.
The iconic columns are among one of the few artifacts that will be nodded towards but not replicated in the new design. Alumni signed the columns as a goodbye to the old Galloway and the building that they loved. Regardless of the plans for the new building, cherished memories were made, and it is bittersweet to say goodbye. What's your name?
I don't know that they really grasp the magnitude of that feeling, of that sentimentality to the building.
Luckily, Galloway has rented out the former Atlanta Girls' School, which is an 11-minute drive away from the current campus. The upper learning community will have its own designated space, and students are excited to have a more livable place in the future. Administration has made sure to renovate the girls' school to meet their needs.
I think if a Galloway can do anything, it has the ability to make places special. And again, the essence of Galloway is not the physical plant where it sits.